Hotgates gamers around the world, welcome to another Strategy Battle Gaming Battle Report. Here with your Hotgates Gaming host James, and we are filming another battle report for Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, and I'm very lucky to be joined by the one, the only, the great Star Fox himself. It's Henry Carney, everybody. Welcome. This is your first battle report on either GBHL podcast or this, isn't it?
Yep.
And thanks to you, we've actually got quite a cool Adventures in Arda theme today, haven't we? So what kind of army have you brought for us today?
Well, I brought Balin's expedition force, so you got Balin from the Free Peoples, and then you got Oin and Ori from the new Durin book, and you've also got Floy leading warriors.
Fantastic. So we're really going to go for quite a cool little story here, because Henry is also helping me prepare for Preston at the weekend. So you will be seeing a little bit of a repeat in some ways of what we did the other day, and what you will have seen in your battle report last week, where it is the Rivendell Knight force at 700 points. This is just giving me all the practice that I possibly can get. So do bear in mind, although we're creating a bit of a story, this is practice for me. Henry's agreed to come down here and help me prepare for that tournament, specifically because I've never taken on Iron Hill's dwarves before, the new stuff, which is going to be quite cool. But we have got a bit of a story for this Adventures in Arda, as we always try and do, and of course your force is that Balin's expedition force. So what's happened here is Balin has got together his forces to go and repopulate Moria, and they are gathering in a very, very frozen, ruined Laketown at the moment. That's where they're gathering, that's where they're mustering all of their supplies and getting ready to set off on their journey. However, Elrond, using his gift of foresight, has seen this and he has foreseen their doom. So he has sent out a force of Rivendell Knights with some of his allies, as well as letting Saruman the White know that these need to be stopped, otherwise, you know, great terror will befall them, because he knows what dwells in the deep dark chasms of Khazad-dûm. However, Balin and the dwarves, stubborn as always, have decided they want to do this anyway, and they're going to try and fight through the Rivendell Knight force. And let's go down, show you those armies, and show you the board for this episode of Adventures in Arda. So welcome to the frozen ruins of Laketown. As you can see, Balin is there, and this is old Balin profile with Durin's axe, and you can see that there are a number of, I think there's 5 Khazad Guard there. We've also got 4 Iron Guard, and we've also then got a Dwarf Warrior with shield and banner, and also just a normal Dwarf Warrior. Just got a hand weapon, he's not got a spear, this guy here is just a Dwarf Warrior from the Free People sourcebook. And as we move along, we've then got our first Iron Hills contingent here. We have got Oin, is that Ori?
That is Oin.
That's Oin, okay, so we've got Oin there, champion of Erebor, and he's got 5 Iron Hills warriors with him. And we move along the battle line, and down here we've got Ori. Ori's in there, and he's got 5 Iron Hills warriors. I think there's an Iron Guard there from another warband. And then over here we have got Floy Stonehand, and he's got a mixture of Khazad Guard, Iron Hills warriors, and also normal Dwarf warriors, just with normal hand weapons there, represented by the Grimhammer and Warrior of Erebor conversions. So there we go, that is our Balin's expedition force. And attempting to stop Balin's expedition is Elrond's expeditionary force that he has sent out. He's warned Saruman the White of what's going to be happening, and Legolas has gone to join in as well as the Rivendell Knights behind, 6 in each warband. Rivendell Knight captains in this list don't have shields, and Legolas and Saruman are from the White Council in the Free People's book, and Legolas has got armour. So that is our 700 points Rivendell Knight competitive force. And here we are in the frozen ruins of Laketown, and as you can see on the board, what we're not going to do is we're not going to play any of those frozen areas. The lake is completely frozen over, so we're not going to do it as difficult terrain or anything like that, because it just slow the game down quite a lot. We do have a couple of patches of woodland around the outside, but on the whole, what you see there is what you get with the odd barrel, which of course are going to be obstacles. So we did roll to see what game this is going to be. It's a game of to the death, so advantage Henry there in terms of he's got a banner in his force. The 2 banners in my force of course don't actually have banners. They're there for prettiness, and of course the dwarves are deployed right up on that centre line, as makes sense, and the elves are deployed back around 12 inches away from them. So nothing left to do but to roll for turn 1 priority. So turn 1 priority, and I roll a 6 and you roll a 4. So turn 1 priority is going to go to the Rivendell Knights. So straight away, because I've got priority, I think it's Saruman's duty to try and cancel Floyd's ability to stop some of my abilities, especially Legolas's deadly shot, which I'm worried about. So I'm going to spend 2. He's moving 4.5 inches to there, first of all, which puts him 12 inches away from Floyd, and he's using 1 free one from his store, Sorcerer's Blast. And we get the 6 there, and a cock dice, so we roll that one. There we go. So we do get a 6. How much will would you like to resist with?
I won't use any.
You're going to let the Sorcerer's Blast happen. Okay, so how far back does Floyd go? Floyd goes back 5 inches, which we'll measure in a second. Now, he's defense 6. He takes a strength 5 hit with the Sorcerer's Blast, which means that's a 5 to wound him. It's a 4 there, and Saruman will use a point of might to cause a wound, which we'll get you to respond to in a second. And then he is also going back through 3 guys there. So let's start off with this dwarf here with shield. Yep. So he's defense 7. So a 6 will kill him. Nope. But he'll be knocked down. The dwarf warrior behind him there needing a 6 to kill him. Nope. And the Iron Guard needing a 6 to kill him. No. But a wound has been caused on Floyd, so what are you going to do? Are you just going to take the wound?
Take it.
Take the wound. So he's there with 1 wound and 1 fate, and we're going to spin him back those 5 inches on his bum now. And that's it. Saruman uses remaining 5.5 to just skirt up next to that building over there, and the rest of the Rivendell Knights are going to stay in their positions about 11 inches away. So it's now going to go over to the dwarves. So we're jumping back in here during Dwarf's movement, and they're all moving up 5 inches because Floyd at the start of his movement is going to use a point of will.
Yeah.
And he has line of sight to Legolas, who's the only special rule really that you can deal with, and you're going to
stop his deadly shot.
Deadly shot, and you don't have to roll for that because it's not a spell. It's just an ability, isn't it? So Legolas no longer has his deadly shot rule, so he can't do his auto hit, and he can't take 3 shots. And that's how it's looking at the end of the movement phase. As you can see, the dwarves have approached that static Rivendell Knight line. We're of course going to be trying to take advantage of their superior bow fire. And then over on this left dwarven flank, we've got Balin, the leader of the expedition, who is also approaching, trying to take on that left flank. So we are going to go into the shooting phase. So first things first, Henry's currently in the lead because he's got that banner, so I need to try and take it out. So the 2 knights on the end here are going to shoot through the dwarf warrior in front of the banner to try and get him. So here we go. So needing 3s to hit. Both hits. Do they get past the dwarf warrior with shield? They both do. And needing a 6 to kill the banner. No, they don't get that. So next up, people will be shooting through Balin himself. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 4 normal and 1 of the captain shooting through Balin to try and get the banner. Needing 3s. 1 misses. What gets through Balin? So remember, this is champion of Erebor Balin, right? So he's defense 8.
This is...
Oh, this is old Balin.
Yeah, this is old Balin.
He's still defense 8 though, isn't he? Yeah. So does it get past him? 3 don't get past him, 3 actually hit him. So if he's defense 8, yeah, I'll need 6s by 4s here with strength 3 bows. And we don't get anything there. The one that does get through him though, we'll need 6s to wound him. Here we go, 6s. Hey! And the banner goes down. I'm guessing, would you have kept him, you would have made sure he was in base contact with the guy next to him, wouldn't you? So just switch those round and the first dwarf goes down. There we go, that's fair play, I think. There we go, so we're going to carry on the rest of the shooting. So next up, it's Legolas who's going to fire at the new banner. He's going to fire at that new banner. It's through a Khazad guard. He doesn't have his auto hit and he doesn't have his 3 shots. So here we go. That's definitely cocked in the ice. And I get a 2, and I'm not using a point of might to hit there. And then we've also got the captain as well. So the captain, shooting through the Khazad guard, hits. Does he get past the Khazad guard? He does. And needing a 6 to kill the banner. And he'll use a point of might to kill the banner, and it will go that time. Yeah. There we go. So the banner has been slain. My target priority has been achieved. And now I've got my rest of my shooting over on this side. So I'm actually going to try and demonstrate something here. So this is not the kind of choice that I would make. I would probably actually still fire into Balin's warband where I could, or even some of the Khazad guard and Iron Guard over on this side. The reason for that is that even with a defense 7, as you saw in the last battle report, it's just 6s to wound those guys. But what I am going to try and demonstrate here is, because we've got Iron Hills dwarves on the camera for the first time, is why the Iron Hills dwarves are a very good anti-elven shooting armour, because strength 3 against defence 8 is 6s by 4s. So I'm just going to shoot everything on this side. Obviously the captain has already fired at the Iron Hills directly in front of me, prioritising left to right. Okay, so here we go. I need 3s to hit, and we get 2 misses, but the rest are hits. Okay, so, oh sorry, shuffled you forward there. These are all in base contact with 2. You know, playing to intention here. So here we go. We need 6s first of all, and we get nothing there. So we wouldn't have even wounded with that roll defense 7 dwarves, but you can see how much harder it would be having to roll the 6 followed by the 4 to get those. And that is going to be the end of my shooting. So it would go to your shooting, but you don't have any shots. So we're going to roll for turn 2 priority. Here we go. I get a 6. You roll and you get a 3, so priority is going to go to moi. So with those dwarves being so close to being right in the face of these Rivendell Knights, the Rivendell Knights have backed away an inch. Henry was considering calling that heroic march, probably decided it might have been better in the first turn rather than the second turn, because obviously you can't judge. So these guys have all moved back half, and it's the turn of Saruman, who will be popping out 2 inches just into that position again, just seeing Floy. Already measured this. He's going to use 1 from his store and a free 1 to Sorcerous Blast Floy again. Maybe kill him. Ooh, and he doesn't get it, and he will not use a point of might, and he'll carry on with the rest of his movement. Interesting situation here. Floyd of course has to use his turn off special rule at the start of the movement, but unfortunately for him those barrels have and I did not do this intentionally, have blocked off Legolas, so he's going to have to move. So with the Rivendell Knights moving back 5, the dwarves have moved up 5, so one of their weaknesses being exposed here. Do remember we've got plenty of fluffy themey battle reports over on Hotgates Gaming and also on GBHL podcast. Whilst we will try and do a couple of things that are a little bit less competitive, this is great practice for me for Preston at the weekend. So at the moment I'm moving back as far as the dwarves can move. At some point though they'll have to catch me. So we are going to go into the shooting phase. So we go, 6 Rivendell Knights and the Rivendell Knight captain are going for target priority number 2, which is Balin, of course, your leader, but he's defense 8. They all do have that Khazad guard in front to get through as well. So let's see how we go. So needing 4s to hit because they have all moved. And that's a terrible roll. So we miss with 5 and 2 hit. So do they get past the Khazad guard in front? Well, 1 does and 1 doesn't. So the one that does, doesn't, needs a 6 to kill him. Gets a 5, that's not good enough. And the one on defense 8 Balin needs 6s by 4s. That is cocked.
Yeah.
Nope. So very ineffective shooting now. So we're going to go into the rest of their shooting now. Next up, it's just the captain and these 2 Rivendell Knights. They're also going to do the same, and they've got 1 Khazad guard to get through each. So red dice is the captain, needing 4s because they've moved, and a bit stronger. Okay, so 1 misses, and do they get past the Khazad in front? Neither do. So do they kill the Khazad on a 6? and they don't, and the red dice was the captain, so I can't mic that up. So next up I'm actually going to do Legolas's 3 shots. You do his 3 shots? Let's do his 3 shots. Needing 4s to hit. 1 hit. Doesn't get past the Khazad in front. It doesn't. Needing a 6 to kill the Khazad. Gets a 5. We'll use a point of might to kill him. Okay. Why not? So the Khazad in front, that guy there, is going to die. Which leaves me with this Rivendell Knight and these 3 to shoot, which I'll do now. And the remaining 4 shots are just going to go into this group here, just prioritising going forwards and backwards, just to speed everything up. So needing 4s to hit. We get 2 hits, which is about right. Okay, so on the Khazad in the front, needing a 6. Nope. And on the Khazad in the front, needing a 6. Nope. So he lives, and that will bring us to the end of shooting. So only 1 Khazad down in that shooting, which isn't fantastic. There's nothing left to do but to roll for priority for turn 3. Will this be the turn where you get a little bit closer, or will I keep running away? We shall see. Priority? Will you win a priority? You do win a priority.
Yeah.
That's going to go to you. I'll work out whether I'm going to make any heroics or not now, and we'll go from there. So I've decided not to call any heroics there, and Henry has decided to call a heroic march with Floy, which covers the warband in front of him, just giving them that 8-inch movement and just try and get in a position where the Rivendell Knights can't just jump all over them. So we're going to go for that now. So here we go, the dwarves have rushed up, as you can see, right in the faces of the Rivendell Knights, and of course over on that right flank with that heroic march they've really rolled around, and we're going to go into the Rivendell Knight movement now. That's going to start off with Saruman. And we're going to start off with Saruman, who's got a key role here. He's moving 2 inches into that point there, and he's going to be targeting this Iron Hills dwarf here with a Sorceress Blast back that way. He's going to use 1, 3, 1 and 2 from his store, which means he's down to 3. Needing a 4+, and we get it. So how far back is that dwarf going to go? Cut. 6 inches. Wow. So he's going to pass through all of them and land there, which we'll do now. Do you mind if I pick him up? Is that fine?
Sure.
Yeah. And he's going to land there, and he's going to knock all those dwarves down along the way. Okay. So he takes a strength 5 hit. And a 4, so he's defense 7 now, isn't he? And strength 5 against defense 7 is 5s. I'm going to use a point of might from Saruman to kill him.
Okay.
So Saruman is down to 1 might, and then we'll do strength 3 on all of these before we knock them down. Okay, so guy at the back first of all. He's still in base contact, so 6s by 4s on him. That's a 6.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. But he's on his bum. Next one here. 6. That's cocked. By 4. So that guy there dies. Mind if I pass him to you?
Sure.
Next one on the front rank here. 6. That's a 5, and I can't mic these things, of course. The guy in the back here. 5. Guy in the front here. Cocked. 1, no. Guy in the front here. No. Guy in the back there. Cocked. No. Guy in the front this one. No. And finally Oin. No. But they will all be knocked on their bums, and Saruman will carry on his movement. And now it's all kicking off. So Saruman, who did that blast, they're taking the opportunity now that the dwarves have come forward to charge in, and Saruman plus 1 other Rivendell Knight have charged in on a guy on the end. Then we've got Rivendell Knight on the guy in the front on the floor, Rivendell Knight on the guy in the front on the floor, Rivendell Knight and a Knight Captain on the guy in the front on the floor there. Then we've also got Rivendell Knight who's charged in on a Khazad guard, and then 2 Rivendell Knights and a Knight Captain who've charged in there. Then we've only got 1 Rivendell Knight who stayed still. These guys have moved half, Legolas moved half, and also these 2 here have moved half. That does mean that we are going to go to some shooting. So we've actually got some dwarven shooting. We've got the Iron Guard there, who's definitely 6 inches from this Rivendell Knight here. I'm guessing he'll have the inner way for the barrel. Okay, and he has moved, so he needs 5s.
Yep.
It's cocked, and it's a 1. So that's it for dwarven shooting. It's always the way, isn't it? Let's go to the Rivendell Knight shooting. So next up we've got the group of elves who have moved. We've got the 2 Rivendell Knights here, the 3 Rivendell Knights. The one who hasn't moved is going to be the Black Hot Gates Gaming Dice, and then Legolas is going to take 3 shots, and we're just going to prioritise, it doesn't really matter here, we're going to prioritise the Khazad there, then the Khazad there, then the Khazad there, then the Iron Hills Dwarf behind, before then going on to these guys. So let's see, do we hit? Black dice needs 3s, everything else needs 4s. So black dice needed 3s, everything else needed 4s, so let's move those away. So we've got 4 hits. Okay, so they all need 6s here regardless, so we'll just work our way back, needing 6s. There we go, so we get 1 6 from the one who didn't move, and that's going to kill that Khazad there. Another dwarf bites the dust. So at the start of the combat phase, I'm going to call 3 heroic combat. Saruman's last point of might, and the 2 captains are going to use 1 each of theirs, just trying to maximise the amount of killing we can do with them. Henry's not going to call anything, so I'm going to start off with my first heroic combat. So we're going to start off. All of the Rivendell Knights here are going to be using their lances, of course, and the Knight Captain. And you are the Iron Guard. You're going to use
my swords and fainting.
You're fainting. Okay, so here we go. What do you roll? Set the bar with your 2 dice at a mighty 4 highest, and can we beat that?
Yeah.
And we do. So you are going to be knocked down. Let's start off with the guys. So you are defense 6. They would normally need 6s, but this one here will need 5. So first lot needs 5s. Yeah. So the Iron Guard goes down, and we're going to get to carry on that heroic combat. So the Rivendell Knight Captain is being bold, and he's charging in there on Balin, trying to sneak through and do some damage early on. In the meantime, we've got 2 individual fights there. Rivendell Knights charging Khazad, and of course we've got this one down here. So we're going to go on to the next heroic combat. The next heroic combat is going to come from this captain here versus the 1 Iron Hills Dwarf on the floor. I'm guessing you're going to be shielding, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to shield, and of course I will be using my lance. You're still in base contact, so you are defense 8, of course. So let's see, what do you get? You roll, and you get a wonderful 6. So can we match that? Red dice being the captain. And we can't. We only get 4 highest, and we can't might that. So the captain here has failed in his heroic combat, moves back an inch, he moves back an inch, and this Iron Hills Dwarf can stand back up. So failure there for that captain. And next up here we've got Saruman and the 1 Rivendell Knight who are charging in on just the 1 guy on the floor there. So you're going to shield, of course. What do you get? Set the bar. 1's cocked. You can re-roll that all day long. The problem with this wonderful ice board, you get the 6. And this ice board was produced by Tim Croft. So thank you very much for Tim Croft for making this board for us. And the train that you can see is all Steve Crows, who of course is running the Scouring of Cheshire. So can we get that 6 that we need? We do get the 6, and we are high fight value. You win the 2 cocked dice. So you are going to be knocked down. So first of all,
I'm already knocked down.
You are already knocked down, of course. So the Knight himself, against your defense 8, would need 6s by 4s, but it becomes 5s by 3s. 5s by 3s here. So we've got 2 so far. Another cocked dice. There we go. So we've got 2 so far. So can we get a 3 with these? And we do. So that Iron Hills Dwarf goes down, and they are going to get to carry on their combat.
Thank you.
So I was going to, originally my plan was going to be to get the Hero's Dwarf on the floor here. But Saruman, I just don't want to risk him not killing him, losing a heroic, getting swarmed and dying. He's my leader, so I'm running him out the way. Because of course spellcasting is his strength. In the meantime, 1 of the knights has gone in on a fight for Ori or Oin?
That is Ori.
That one's Ori. Okay, so there we go. What's your priority? Which combat would you like to do next, buddy?
We'll start with the warriors and then work our way to the heroes.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll start off with this 1 Rivendell Knight versus the dwarf on the floor, who of course will shield, of course. So what do you get with your fight 4? I'm using my lance, of course. And you get a 4 highest, and we get the 6. So you are on your bum, and we need 5s by 3s, and we get 2 sixes, and now we need the threes, and we do. We kill that one Iron Hills dwarf. Fantastic news. Okay, so we're going to go for the next one here. You're going to shield, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you get? You get 4s, and we're using alarms. We only get 2, so we're going to back away an inch, and you're going to get to stand back up like so. So that's it for the combats there. We're going to carry on with the normal warrior combats here. You want to do this one here first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got your Khazad this time. No shielding available for the Khazad. You're not going to piercing strike or two-handed or anything, no? Just going to go for it.
Fight normally.
Fight normally. Gets a 2. It's not strong. And I get a 6. So you are going to be knocked down. You defend 7, so I would need 6s, but I need 5s because of my lance. And we kill him. So a Khazad guard is going to bite the dust there. Trapped underneath the platform. There we go. And the Rivendell Knight will stay where he is. So next up we'll do that one there, yeah? Happy with that?
Yep.
It doesn't really matter. But are you going to two-handed piercing strike? Or are you just going to go for it?
I'll fight normally.
You're going to fight normally, I love it. Okay, so what do you get? You get a 3. And we only get a 2 highest, so you actually win that. So you've got 1 strike. I'm guessing you're going to go for the guy, not the horse. The horse you need 4s, but on the guy you need 5s.
I will go for the horse.
Go for the horse, needing 4s. It's terrible luck. And next up we've got the one Rivendell Knight here against the Khazad guard. Just going to find normally yet?
Yeah.
What do you get? Get a 6. I need a 6 here. And I do. The 6 comes to my rescue. So, need 5s with the lance. And we don't get it. But you are going to be knocked on your bum. So we'll just roll you over there. Nice and gently. There we go. So finally it's the hero fights. Which one would you like to do first?
Start with Ori.
So start off with Ori versus a higher fight value knight here. I'm of course using my lance. So what can you roll?
Come on, Ori.
It's a 3. It's not amazing. I get a 3 and I win that, but you do have might.
I do have might, but I'm not within 3 inches of oin, so...
How much might have you got?
1.
You got 1 might, so you're going to bump that up, yeah, to win.
Yeah.
So it bumps back, and now are you strength 3, did you say?
Yeah.
So you will need a 6 here to wound. 6 to wound a knight.
Ori.
Unlucky. Unlucky. So finally we've got the hero off over here. We've got the knight captain against
Balin.
Now I'm actually going to use, because we're matching fight value, I'm going to use my Elven Blade here, but I'm not going to faint. Okay, and you are going to
Use Durin's axe.
Durin's axe, which is 2 dice and a reroll, is it? Oh, you got 3 attacks? Yeah.
It's 2.
Oh, it's 2 attacks, yeah.
Get
So 2 attacks, and you do get a reroll to wound, isn't it? You get a 3 highest.
That's a reroll on one of the jewel.
Okay. And I get a 4 highest. So basically bound to himself as well. And you get a 5. So I am... How much might have you got?
I have 3.
You have 3 might. Your strength 4, he's defense 6, you got 3 attacks. I'm gonna have to... No, I'm gonna stomach this now. So I'm going to move back an inch and let you hit me. So I am defense 6 here.
And you have 2 attacks.
Yep, you've got 2 attacks. And you get to re-roll.
No.
No.
I think it's +1.
I thought. So this is the original Balin, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that he re-rolled in. Is it re-roll to wound or is it re-roll in the fight?
+1 to his dice rolls to wound, and it's to re-roll 1 dice when determining who wins the fight.
Brilliant. Okay, so +1 to wound here. So instead of needing 5s, you need 4s.
What would I need for the horse?
On the horse is defense 4, so you would need 4s, but that becomes 3s.
First one on the horse.
3. No, 2.
Second one on the horse.
Yeah, so horse goes down. We do the foam rider at the end of it. And that's it, isn't it? You got 2 dice. Okay, so he's going to be on his bum, and I'm fine. So I'll get out my twins model now, representing the captain on foot. There we go. That is the end of the phase, and not as successful as I wanted, really. But it will have to do. It will have to do. So let's roll for priority. Let's see what we get. So I had it last time. Yep. Let's see what happens. I get a 2. Don't roll a 1.
No, I had it last time.
You get a 6, which is great. And I will be calling a heroic move, and I'm going to call that with the knight captain here. And I'm guessing you're going to do a counter somewhere.
Counter with Oin.
You counter with Oin down here. Now Oin has how much might? 1.
Might.
So he's now out as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So both of your guys are out of might.
Yeah.
Didn't Oin? Was it Ori that used the might?
It was Ori.
Ori. Okay, cool. So there we go. So we're going to have to see who this goes to. So I think that elves are more good than dwarves. You roll on a 1 to 3, it goes to you. But on a 4 to 6, it goes to the elves. And it does go to the dwarves. Bird's eye view of the heroic there. So of course Oin charged in on the Rivendell Knight captain, which cancelled out my heroics, and all of his guys are moving as normal. But we've got an Iron Guard who's charging in against this Rivendell Knight. So he'll need 5s to hit him. So 5s to hit him with his thrown weapon. He gets a 4. So he doesn't make it, but he does manage to get his charge off.
Now charge into that one.
Into that one, yeah. Here we go. It hits. Does it hit the horse or the rider? Hits the horse, needing a 5 to kill the horse. Ah, unlucky. And he gets to continue on his move.
Yeah.
That's that one there, yeah. And he goes into that.
And then I'll move to
And no more thrown weapons. Stand the Khazad up, and he's going to carry on charging. So we're going to carry on with the rest of the movement here. And he's going to try and do a thrown weapon there. Okay, let's go. So he moves in. Needing a 5. Hits him. Does he hit the horse or the rider?
Come on, Hot Gates, Gaming 6.
Hits the guy. Now you need your Hot Gates Gaming 6. Ah, you didn't give it enough jibber.
No, charging with Balin on him.
And Balin's got thrown axe, yeah?
Yep.
So charging into the captain. That doesn't hit. So he's then going to continue his charge up into the captain, like so. There we go. And carrying on with the rest of your move. So there we go. As you can see, the Iron Hills all charged in. They have been counter-charged. So where a lot of these guys were charged by an Iron Guard and a Khazad, I specifically charged the Iron Guard to match up the 2 versus 2 dice and the 1 versus 1 dice there. Legolas has charged in on this Khazad over here though, and there's a bit of support there against Oin. And just a few that have got in on spear supports and the like back there, just to help out the knights. We're coming in because Saruman is going to do some stuff, which he definitely should. And he's going to use a 3-1-1 from his store, taking him down to 2, taking him down to 1, I think, against Balin here, needing a 3+. And he gets it on a 4. So you do have 2 points of will, and you're going to use them both.
3 points of will.
3 points of will, oh good stuff. You use all 3?
No, he's 2.
Sure.
1. 2.
2. There we go. Don't roll double ones. No, you smash it with that there. So he's going to be down to 1 will. We can carry on with Saruman's movement, and we'll see how we get on. So at the start of the combat phase, we've been declaring heroics, and Legolas has called a heroic combat over there, so he's down to 1 might now. And the Captain and Balin have both called a heroic strike over there. So we're of course going to start off with the heroic combat here and see how we get on, which is Legolas versus the Khazad. So we've got Legolas versus the Khazad Guard. Let's see how we get on with that heroic combat. I'm guessing you're not going to piercing strike two-handed. You're just going to go for it? Or are you going to try and take him down?
Try and take him down.
So you're going to go two-handed piercing strike?
I'm going to go piercing strike, but not two-handed.
Not. Has he got a side axe on him at all?
No.
Khazad Guard? I don't think so. I think because it's a two-handed axe, you've got to piercing strike. Do go two-handed when you piercing strike.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to
go for it. Makes sense. Okay, so -1 to this dice roll. So it's a 3. And it's a 4. But I could have re-rolled that. Okay. So what do you go down to in defence? So you roll your dice. So you go down by 2, she now defense 5, so I need 5s here, so 5s to kill, and yeah, we've got a 6 there. So the Khazad is going to go down, and Legolas gets to continue on his charge. And he's going to go through, and he's going to charge in against just that Khazad, because I don't think he can fit through the gap where the Iron Guard is. So just that Khazad guard there, just trying to chop his way towards the action. So you chose, it's your priority, you can choose the order of the combats. Which way are we going, buddy?
Start with one with charge.
So the ones that you charge sort of one-on-one. So let's go with this one here. So you've got your dwarf with 1, and I've got my... I'm not going to feint.
Right.
But of course I am using my Elven Blade, not my lance. Okay, so what do you get?
I'm going to feint.
You are going to feint. Have you got a sword on the model?
Yeah.
Have you got swords on? Good stuff. Okay, let's go. So you get 4. I get 4 and take it on fight value. So you get to back away, which is fine. Where do you back away to? Not that it matters, you're defense 7, so I need 6s.
Yeah.
So 6 to kill you, and I get a 5 and I don't do it, and you move away an inch. Next 1-on-1, we got the Rivendell Knight here against that one. Of course, no spear support because what's going on there? You're going to feint because you've got swords on the model. What do you get? You get a 4. I get a 4 again, and I beat you on the fight value. So you can back away, you can move sideways there. And you're defense 7 because you're not in contact with 3, so I need a 6 here. No, I get a 4, but you have to back away now. Next, 1 dice on 1 dice, we've got the Rivendell Knight here versus the Khazad Guard on their own. Now, I'm guessing you're not going to do any special strikes or anything.
No.
So let's see what you get. You get a 2, I get a 3, and I take it. You're not trapped there, so I need a 6 to kill you. No, but you do back away a full inch, which will take you to about there. Okay, what would you like to do next? I don't think there are any more, apart from your heroes, that haven't been sort of counter-charged in some way.
Do the heroes, and then we'll do the heroes that charge.
You can do the heroes that charged, okay. So I've got my one guy here using his Elven Blade against Ori. You've got 2 dice. And you've got cocked dice there. So you get a 5 highest, and you've got no might though. You get a 5 plus, I win this. So 1 in 3 chance. Oh, no I don't. So I'm going to back away in your strength 3. So you need defense 6 versus him, and you need, you need 6s versus him, and you need 5s on the horse. Both on him?
Both on him.
Both on him, needing 6s. No. So next up, what do you want to do?
We'll do Oin.
We're going to go for Oin next. Now Oin isn't supported there because he's in contact with 2. Okay, so you've got the Knight Captain who you charged, so I've only got 2 dice there, and then we've got my normal guy. Knight Captain is the red dice. He will, you'll fight 4?
Yeah.
So he will feint with his Elven Blade. So what do you get with Oin? He's only got 1 attack?
Yeah, I'll feint.
Oh wow, okay. And you get a 6, which is good. Can I match it? And I can, I get the 6. So you are going to be knocked down. So the Captain, your defense 8, will need 6s re-rolling 1s. And he'll be the red dice. And the other guy will need 5s by 3s on the blue dice. Okay, so we've got 2 5s there. That's a cocked dice from that one. Nope. And they're needing 3s here. And we get 1 3 on Oin. And he's going to take the wound. So there we go. So he's going to take the wound, and he's going to be on his bum, so we're lying down now. So that's that dwarves that have been charged. So we've got this one here. I'll use my lance. You're going to shield?
I'm shield.
Makes sense. Let's see, what do you get? You get a 4, and I get a 6. So you're knocked down. And I would need 6s, but I need 5s. And you do die. So that dwarf is going to bite the dust. And we're going to do the same on the next one, I suppose. You're going to shield?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what you get. Set the bar. You've got 1 cocked dice in there. Let's see. 4 highest. What can I get? I get the 6. And your defense 7 at the moment because it's not in base contact, so I just need 5s. Yep. So that's another Iron Hills dwarf, and you can see here that at the moment they're separated. Defense 7 is, is the same really. as everything else, and if you've got lances and the like, then that's going to do you great favours. So let's do Saruman next. So we'll do Saruman. I'm just going to fight you normally, of course. Are you going to shield?
I will fight normally.
You're going to fight normally, so 1 dice going for it. I'm guessing you're going to feint because you low fight value.
Yeah.
So here we go. What do you get? Get a 4. I get double 6s. Wow. Okay, so you are knocked down. I'm strength 4. Your defense 7. So I will need 6s here. So I will need 6s here, and I don't get the 6, which means that knocking everything over it. We'll sort that out in a second. So you back away an inch, and next up we've got the 2 versus 1, which is the last one in this area.
I get knocked down.
Sorry?
I get knocked down rather than back.
Oh yes, you do. Where are you? You're there.
Did you do double strikes?
I did do double strikes, yeah. And I failed. So next up we've got this one charging on you 2 there. Are you fighting normally for that one, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. How'd you get on? Oh, one cocked for sure. So you get 5 highest. Can I do it? I get a 6, which is all important. So first double strike on the first guy. You will have to back away and you won't be in contact with 3. So let's get 5s here. Nope. And I'll do the same again, needing 5s. Cocked. Cocked. No. So double 4s there. We've got 2 knockdown dwarves, and that's that for that area there before we go to these combats. So swiftly moving over here, we've got a charging Rivendell Knight versus the Iron Guard. Just move across until we get to the Balin fight. So here we go.
I'm going to feint.
You're going to feint, of course, makes sense. You get 3, I'm using my lance, of course, and I get the 6. So I would need 6s here, but it becomes 5s for the knockdown guy. Here we go with the lance, and he does go down. So another Iron Guard bites the dust, and we'll move immediately on to the next combat here, which is 1 dice on 1 dice, because this guy didn't charge. So what do you get?
Fight normally.
Fight normally, of course. And I'm of course using my elven blade, not that it matters, but oh, there we go. So on the guy you'll need 5s, on the horse you need 4s, up to you. I'm guessing you're going for the guy, yeah? It's cut.
I was going for the horse.
Going for the horse. 4, that's fine. So throne rider, and I get a 4, and he's going to be fine. So I'm going to replace him with a dismount and come back. Next on the line, we've got a guy that is charging there against your Iron Guard, and he will feint, of course, and I'll use my lance. So let's go. There we go. What do you get? You get 5s. It's strong. It's not as strong as that 6. So again, needing 5s to wound. 5s to wound. And we do. We get him. So those lances are making all the difference against the dwarves. Lances are making all the difference. So next up, we have got Iron Guard versus Legolas, and also the guy that you charged. So he will feint using his elven blade, and Legolas will fight normally. Yep, why not?
Okay.
No, Legolas will feint. Okay, so and you will feint as well. So you've got 2 dice. What do you get? There we go. And we take it on those 6s again. So you are knocked down. Let's do the normal guy first, who just needs 6s here, and he gets it on his own. So another casualty for the dwarves. So pretty brutal there. Which brings us on to our final combat, which is the hero off. It's the hero off. Now we both heroic struck, and we see what we go up to. So Balin goes up by 3, so he's 9.
Yeah.
9. That's where I roll a 4. No, I roll a 2. You're high fight value to me. Okay, now I'm going to give myself as good a chance as possible, and I'm going to shield. I'll start things off here. I get the 6 there. I do get the 6. So here we go. You've got your normal guy, who I'm guessing is fainting. If he's got a sword. Do you have a sword on him? No.
No, he hasn't.
That's a normal guy's just got 1 dice.
Yep.
Gets the 2, and then Balin's got 2 dice here. Oh, gets the reroll. Gets 5s.
Gonna use a point of might.
Use a point of might, so he's going to go down to 1. And this captain's going to back away. That inch. Okay, so your normal guy on the captain will need. Will need. So I didn't have shields. in the first place, that's fine. So he's defense 6. So you need 6s. No. And Balin would need 5s, but he needs 4s. And you get 1 there. Now, has he taken anything so far? Or is it just his horse that got killed?
Source.
Just his horse that got killed. So with that being said, he will take a wound. He will take a wound. And there we go. That is our battlefield. Now, how many more to break you? How many million miles away?
4 more.
4 more. Wow, getting close now. So let's roll for priority. Here we go. I roll and I get a 2 highest. It's not great. And you get a 3. It's going to go to you. And of course, I will be calling some heroics. So we go, the dwarves are 4 away from breaking, and Legolas is calling, with his last point of might, a heroic move, which has been countered by Balin's last point of might. Now that means that my force is completely out of might now, and you are... Floy has used his point of might, so you're out of might.
Yeah.
So there's no might left on the board, so it's going to come down to roll-offs here. Okay, so on a 1 to 3, this goes to you. On a 4 to 6, it goes to me. Oh, it's great news!
No.
It's great news. And we're going to continue on from there. So there we go, that's the end of my heroic, and what's happened is Legolas charged the Khazad Guard. This guy snuck around the back and got in on the normal dwarf warrior with shield. My captain and also my Rivendell Knight charged in on Balin. Then we got these 2 charged in on this Khazad Guard, and then 1 managed to get in on Oin there on the floor. So that's it for my heroic. Your heroic's cancelled, but it is now your normal movement. So the dwarves from over on their right flank have swarmed in now. I've only got a couple of guys left to move, and the first one of that is of course going to be Saruman, who's going to use his last will point from his store and his free one to immobilise against Balin, who's used 2 of his will, hasn't he? He's used 2 of his will so far, so he's only got 1 will left and no might. So what can I get? I get a 5 higher. So you've got 1 will. Can you resist on the 1 dice?
No.
No, and he's got no might, so he is now immobilised, which is great news, and Saruman and this knight will decide where they're charging. So we're going to start with this one because if you win, I'll be trapped, and you've got a normal dwarf warrior with shield there. It's not a warrior variable. So here we go. What do you get? You get a 3. I get a 1. Oh no! So I'm trapped. So you got 2 dice here. Needing 6s on the guy. If you go for the guy. Whoa! Double against game in 6, and it's the first elf death.
Yeah.
It's the first elf death, which is good news for me, I suppose. So let's go to another area where you've got quite a big advantage. You've got Ori, and you've also got 2 Khazads. Any special strikes at all?
Yeah. 2-handed piercing, all of them.
With all of them. Yeah. Now, is Ori a weapon master or burly or anything? So -1 on these dice, yeah?
Yep.
Yep, okay, well let's have a little look. And you've not got any might, so let's roll the dice, see what you get. What do you get?
So Ori.
And then your 2 Khazads.
1, 2.
So currently a 5. 5 highest, this is where I roll a 5 and ruin your day. I'm so sorry. I love it when you call a dice roll. So I actually win that on fight value, which is great news. So you guys will back away. And I'm going to strike against just a normal Khazad.
Let me see where my defense.
What you go down to?
So Ori goes down
by 2. So he's now defense 6, yeah?
5.
Oh, he's defense 7 base. Okay, defense 5. I like that.
Next Khazad.
Also defense 5.
Next one. Defense 6.
Defense 6. I'm going to go for Ori. Has Ori taken any? He's not taken anything, has he? Any wounds or anything like that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for the Khazad. So going for a Khazad here, the Khazad where I need 5s on the one that's down to defense 5, so I need 5. Oh! And I didn't determine which one it would be, and you didn't, so it doesn't matter.
Ori has taken a wound.
So Ori has taken a wound?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I got excited. I'll kill him anyway. So there we go. Let's move along. Let's go to this one. So you've got a... Oh, they don't have spears, these, do they? They're just normal warriors.
Yep.
Yep. So we've got my charging guy with his lance, and then I've got a fainting guy who's the red dice in there.
Shield.
So you're going to shield with 2 dice. What do you get? You get a 5 highest. Get all the 6s. Okay, so first of all, my fainting guy. will get double strikes, and he will need 6s, re-rolling 1s. Doesn't need the 1s. There we go. So that one goes down, and you get a step closer to breaking. Okay, we're going to go straight over to Saruman now, and Saruman charged you. Wow. Okay, so you're going to shield?
Fight normally.
You're going to fight normally. Right, done. Okay, so you're fighting normally. Fainting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you get? You get a 4. Come on, Saruman! Gets the 5. So knocks you down, and we'll need 6s to wound you. And he does it. Gets the 6. So I believe you're now 1 away from breaking. So next up, we've got a situation along here where you charged 1 and I charged you with the other. So I'll feint with the guy that's...
2 away.
Sorry?
2 away.
2 away from breaking. Okay, cool. So we've got the guy that you charged will feint, and the guy who charged in will use his lance. So you're going to shield?
Yeah.
So you're going to shield. What do you get? You get a 6. Da, 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 da. Oh, we only get a 5, so you do actually beat these 2 guys back. So they move back their full inch, like so. There we go. Okay, so next up we'll move along, and we've got the one-on-one one that you charged. Okay, so I will use my... Are you going to feint?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to feint as well.
Okay.
You're like, what's going on? So what do you go down to in fight value? You go down by 1, so you're fight 3. I only go down by 1. I go down by 2. So I'm fight 3. Just for giggles. Okay, here we go. So what do you get? Do you get a 5? Get a 6! I get a 5. So we're matching fight value. So of course I was using my Elven Blade. So on a 3, 4, 5 or 6 this goes to me. Hey, and it goes to me. So I need 6s re-rolling 1s. And I get a 3, and don't do it. And you're going to back away that full inch, like so. We'll go to the captain who you charged. Are you going to feint?
I will.
You will. I'm going to feint as well. So what do you go down to? You go down by 1, so you're now fight 3. I'm fight 3. I'm fight 3 as well. Why not? Okay, so what do you roll? You get a 6. Oh goodness gracious me! Oh, I get double 1s! This is terrible news! Okay, so my captain has to back away an inch. And are you going to go for him or his horse?
I'm going to go for the horse.
Go for the horse. 4s re-rolling 1s. Oh, it's cocked. Oh, his horse lives. This is wonderful news for me after my little bit of silliness there. But hey, it's a bit of fun, right, Henry? Okay, so next up we've got Oin on the floor. And he's got a shield, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're going to shield? You're on the floor, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll use my lance, of course. I'm a higher fight value than you, though. So what do you get? Has only got 1 attack.
Yeah, got 1.
So you get, but you're shielding, so you still got a 5 fast. Yeah. So if you've got 1 attack, he's only got 1 attack.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so here we go. So what do I get? 5 to beat. I get the 5, and I'm a higher fight value, so I take it.
I have a special rule which allows me to reroll.
Oh, okay. Let's have a little look then. Special rule.
Prognostication.
Yep.
I will expend a will point.
Okay, good stuff.
Yes.
Oh, you win it on that, which means you stand back up. Your special rule prognostication pays off there. So we're going to continue moving along here. We've now got the Rivendell Knight on the floor, who will feint, and the charging Rivendell Knight there with the banner, who uses lance. Are you going to do anything, or just have to fight normal?
I'll fight normally.
Fight normal. What do you set the bar at? Will you fight 4?
Come on. Ah.
2. And I take it. Okay, so you will be knocked down. The fainting guy on the floor will need 6s re-rolling 1s. Nope. And the guy who charged in will need 5s. That's cocked. It's not a 5. Hey! And just about get it with that final dice roll. You're now broken, I believe. Next up we'll do Legolas versus the Khazad. So Legolas versus the Khazad. I'm guessing you're not going to do any funny business, no two-handed piercing striking or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you get with your Khazad? Set the bar. Get a 5, it's pretty strong, but I get a 5 and take it on fight value. Okay, so you are going to be knocked down, and I will need straight 6s here with Legolas. So straight 6s, and we get 1 there. So the Khazad bites the dust. There we go. We're going to go on to the normal Dwarf Warrior with shield against the Rivendell Knight there. I'll use my lance. Are you going to shield? This one here.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to shield with your 2 dice. So what do you get? 3 highs, wonderful. And I get a 4, and I take that. So I will need 5s here with my lance to wound you. I've got a cocked dice in there. Come on! Oh, it's another cocked dice, the tension. Ah, it's a 1. So you are knocked to the floor, but you do not die. So the final one here is a transfixed, you right? So transfixed Balin against my Rivendell Knight captain.
He was immobilised.
Yeah, immobilised, yeah, same thing. So my Rivendell Knight captain, because you've gone down to fight 3, he might as well faint. And he'll be the red dice, and then I've got my charging guy that'll use his lance. Okay, so what do you roll in your dual roll?
Is it just 1 attack?
Yeah, so it's 1 attack. Good stuff. Okay, so you get 5. Don't re-roll it yet. Okay, so what do I get? I get 5s, and that's probably a cocked dice.
6.
I get the 6, so I'm going to take it regardless. So you are going to be knocked down, and your defense 8.
Yeah.
So my normal captain will need 6s re-rolling 1s, and my Rivendell Knight will need 5s by 3s, who's the blue dice. So we've got a 6 there, just the 1, and that's that, because I don't get any 5s by 3s there. So I get 1 wound on Balin. He's got 2 fate points. What's he taken so far? He's not had any wounds or anything yet, I don't believe.
He's taken no wounds and he has 1 fate, so I'll just take it.
Don't take the wound because it's to the death. Use your fate points, because otherwise you give me VPs. Top tip for the day. Okay, fate point number 1. Passes it, there you go, so you don't give me VPs for that. So there we go, so you move back. Oh, you're on the floor even. Like so, but you do survive, and you've got 1 fate and 2 wounds remaining. So there we go, you are broken now as we go into this next turn. So let's roll the dice and see who goes first. Clarity. I get 5.
6. Oh.
And it goes to me, and that's pretty crucial. This is going to give me a huge chance now to win the game. So as you can see, lots of charges from the Rivendell Knights, charging the Khazad guards as a priority there, because of course they've got the bodyguard rule for the courage test, and also making sure it charges heroes as well. You do have Floy over there, who's still got his 3. Well, he's got 1 point of will left, I think, or 2 points of will. I think
He's 2.
He's got 2 points of will left. That's cool. I still have Legolas to move as well, but before I do that, I'm going to use Saruman, who is going to use the 1 from his store to try and immobilise Balin, and he does it, and Balin is immobilised, which is obviously great news, and he's going to continue his movement, and I think he is just going to avoid any shenanigans and run straight over there, and Legolas is then going to move in and charge on that guy there. So there we go. That's how we're looking. It's on to your courage tests. So we've got Floy here. He's got 2 points of will left, so don't roll a double 1. Oh, he passed it. He loves it. And that's going to capture all of the dwarves there. So of course he's going to carry on his movement, and then unless he runs away, it's going to get those guys there. So of course no shooting in the shooting phase. Let's go for the combat. So I did charge in here. And you're of course going to be fainting with the Khazad guard. Are you going to, you might as well, because they'll fight for, are you going to piercing strike 2-handed with any of those guys or not? Or are you just going to fight and try and kill him?
Just going to fight.
Fight normally. So fainting with the Iron Guard.
Failed last time.
Iron Guard gets the 6, sets the standard for you. If I get a 6, that doesn't matter because I'm fight higher. Watch out, go! Oh, double sickness! Well, that one would have been cut. But there we go. So you're all knocked down, and you say he's down to 1 wound, 1 fate. He's defense 8 though, isn't he? So I don't really want to play with him. Let's go for the Iron Guard first of all.
Yeah.
Let's go for the Iron Guard first of all. With my first double strikes, needing 5s. Yep, and then let's go for the Khazad Guard next of all, needing 5s. No. So the Iron Guard goes down, and these two.
We should have rolled because I went for it.
Next up, I'm going to separate it like so. So let's do this one on the outside. I charged in.
Let's
Are you
fight.
going to shield or?
I need to fight. So.
You're going to fight. Let's go for it. He's going to try and do the business here. So fighting. So he fights. He gets a 4. Use my last 4. So that doesn't make sense. I get a 6, which is wonderful news because I did do a charge. And he fires, and he goes down. We'll move along to this next one here. So we've got 2 on 1. You've got your Khazad and you've got your warrior. I charged in, so I'll just roll because it'll get higher. Using my lance course. I get a 4 high, so you've got a chance.
Come on.
Hey, and you get the 5 there. So the Khazad will need, which one's the Khazad? You roll 1 dice for the Khazad needing 5s on the guy. Yay, and you kill another. So that's the second elf to bite the dust. Next up, we've got this 1-on-1. I've got my 2 dice. What are you going to shoot? You're just going to go for it, aren't you? There you go. What do you get? It's strong. Oh, and it's stronger than that. So you will need a 6 on the guy if you're going for him.
Come on.
It's close, it's close. Next up, we've got this situation. So I did charge in on one of them. You've got Iron Hills and you've got those 2 there. Just fainting with the Iron Hills dwarf, I imagine.
Faint with 1 and piercing strike with the other 2.
You're going to piercing strike with the other 2. I like it. So you've got 3 dice. What do you roll? Oh, and a cock dice there. 4 highest. Come on! Oh, gets the 6. So you're going to be knocked down. What's your first piercing striking guy go down to? Goes down by 1, so he'll be defense 6. And the other guy goes down by 1, defense 6. So I'm actually going to go for the Iron Hills dwarf first of all, because I will need 5s on him. He's dead. And then on the next one along, needing 5s. And he isn't dead, but those guys are all knocked down. So Iron Hills dwarf dies. And these 2 are knocked over, and perfect timing to charge the battery pack. 12 minutes battery left. Let's see how we get on. So when you've only got 9 remaining, that's when the game will end, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would have to kill everything else to end the game this turn. Okay, so let's go for this one over here. So you've got your fainting Iron Guard, and I'm guessing fainting dude there. Just chuck Bilbo on the floor. Bilbo, get down! Come on! He's pouncing on Henry there during our little battery break. Okay, so 2 dice there and that 1 dice there. What do you get?
I'm fainting with all.
Absolutely. We'll faint with them both, you might as well.
Yes.
You can get a nice 5 highest, of course, using my lance. I get the 6, which is great news. First lot of double strikes on the Iron Guard, needing 5s. Yep, and then on the normal dwarf. No. So Iron Guard goes down, and that dwarf is knocked onto his bum. So we're going to move along immediately to this 1-on-1. I'm guessing you're going to go for it again and faint. Here. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll use my lance. So what do you get with your 1 dice? You get 5. It's pretty strong. Oh, but fight value takes it for me. And again, against defense 7, I need 5s because my lance. And he goes down as well. So the lance is proving that, you know, they can really crack open these dwarves. Okay, so moving along, we've now got Poor Oin. We've got Poor Oin. So we've got Legolas, who's charged in, and he'll be the blue dice there. We've got 1 guy, 1 fainter. We've got Lance there, and Legolas might as well faint as well. So what do you roll with Oin? Let's see what you get. Good luck.
I'll fight normally.
Absolutely, might as well at this point in the game.
Leaving you, Oin.
It's a wonderful roll of 2. So the fainting guy first of all gets a 1. The Rivendell Knight captain gets enough. Okay, so we'll start with the Rivendell Knight captain because he needs he would need 6s. But he actually needs 5s with his lance, and he's dead.
Yeah.
He's going to be dead. So Oin bites the dust. Okay, so we move over here. We've got a Rivendell Knight with a lance charging in against a normal guy on the floor, and you will of course shield with the guy on the floor. Yeah, makes sense. Dwarf warrior on the floor.
Yeah.
Shield.
Otherwise the game will end this time.
Always shield. There we go. You get 3s. I get a 3 and take it on fight value. Need 5s here, and he dies. So next up we have got Balin. 4 transfixed Balin on the floor. Okay, so in this situation, my knight captain might as well faint, and my other 2 knights will, of course, they will use their lances. So what do you roll with Balin? With 1 dice, and you get to re-roll it, remember? That'll be the resistance. You get a 6, which is great news, so I need the 6 here. And we do, we get a 6. Whew. Okay, so let's do this. So we need, off the 2 charging knights, we need 5s by 3s. So 5s by 3s, let's roll against here. We get 2 6s, no 5s. And let's see, do we get any 3s here? And we get 2. Which means that 1 wound will definitely go through because you've used a fate point, so you need to save this fate point. Yeah, 1 fate point, you need to save it.
I've used it, so.
But does he not have 2 fate?
No, he only has 1.
So he's dead. The leader has gone down. The leader has gone down in that last combat. So currently broken and leader kill. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're down to 9. Yep. Which means that the game will end at 25%. Thank you very much, Mr. Carney. We're going to go into a post-battle Battlerette breakdown, but Balin's expedition to Moria has been stopped, and of course, because we're both on the same side, really what's happened, the dwarves have all been chucked in an elven prison to stop them from awaking the evil in the deep. Welcome to a very, very brief post-battle Battlerette breakdown for that Balin's expedition themed, but also competitive matchup. Remember, the plenty of themed, fluffy, scenario-based matchups we're doing here. But you very kindly offered to give me some practice, especially against those Iron Hills dwarves. And I'm sure you'll agree, what we found there is what I kind of expected, which is those lances make all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that you would have done differently, Henry? Looking at that.
Well, the biggest problem that happened was I didn't really use terrain. I would have used the house on the right and protected my Iron Hills dwarves from that terrible Saruman's blast. And then
yes, well, you had to. I mean, it's the great thing about having Rivendell Knights. We've done too long on this because battery's running low. But one of the great things about the Rivendell Knights is they force the opponents to have to chase the game a little bit. So you have to come forward into the jaws, as it were, and that means that I can then pick that first lot of combats because I charge in when I want to charge in. And at one point it nearly went a little bit awry, yeah. But I think with your battle line being so spread across, I could kind of pick where I wanted to fight, and it kept about 1/3 of your army out of the way until the very last turn, really. Yeah. So in the end, a big victory for the Rivendell Knights. It was 8-0 in the end. Thank you so much for coming down here, and hopefully we'll get a game with you again in the future.